This is the SANAT Kumara. I'm an advanced Deva being from Venus who serves Zoncrete, Earth's soul, as the chief operating officer of the planet and all life, who calls Earth home, or is here to help with the permanent expansion of consciousness. The SANAT Kumara is the office I hold. My responsibility is to orchestrate, oversee, and implement the plans for the spiritual evolution of this planet according to the divine plan of this cosmos. I speak to you through my walk-in Martina Violetta Jung. Today, in part 3 of my mini-series about Shambala, I would like to share with you how we view working with messengers, channels, and walk-ins. The law of free will is the basis of all our interactions. If we would like to work with someone incarnate in the dense physical of the third dimension, and this person either literally says no, or says yes and then decides otherwise, mumbles maybe, or ignores our nudges that come in form of hunches or messages delivered to them by someone we already work with, we don't get anywhere with a project that was agreed upon on soul level prior to the incarnation. If that project is important, we keep coming back to that individual again and again. Yet when even years have passed without a reaction, we might have to give up as the project is no longer relevant. Our main objective here in Shambala for planet Earth remains the same. Earth is to become a spiritual university planet for this galaxy and beyond. Yet the steps we take at a certain time to reach this main objective will change due to new incoming energies, due to unforeseen accomplishments or failures, due to unexpected support, due to new skills having been developed that open new approaches to reach our objective. Think of it as the peak of a mountain. You can reach the peak using many different paths. And so we also take into consideration that things don't work out and we have to pursue a different approach to the peak. Pre-incarnation, we pick souls to work with based on the cosmic resumes of their various soul aspects we have already gathered experience with. This mostly includes one or more times where we have already worked together, know each other well, trust each other. And that can have happened on another planet and in another dimension. You will surely understand how disappointing it is for us if, for example, a former disciple of Joshua, aka Jesus, one of his apostles who carried his true teachings into the world way back then and has volunteered to do so as a messenger, channel, or walk-in today, decides to turn his back on us. He thinks more of his own interests, his image, his need for safety, his desires to do what he wants to do in this life. This has happened to master teachers many times. Just imagine what it means if Joshua tells his true story, spreads his own teachings today on a large scale with daily channeled messages by dedicated channels, with people who teach and write on his behalf, or even by walk-ins who take on a dedicated lifelong role. It needs courage and determination to fulfill such a task. Past life of a soul aspect is a past life, but not a guarantee that things will work well today, too. Becoming a messenger, a channel, or even a walk-in requires years of observation and training from our side before things can get started with a specific project. There are many who wish they could work with us. Their desire is enormous, yet their willingness to a daily committed service over years and decades is not yet developed. They are rather into their own glory or consider this a side job, a hobby. They may regard it as something fancy, something they can show off with. All of that stands in their and our way. It is a dedicated service to the plan of the Creator, and with most who take on their pre-incarnation commitment, that happens unnoticed for others. With those who say yes and also mean yes when it comes to dedicated service, there comes another hurdle to be taken. In the warming up with each other, warming up between a master teacher and offers allies, devas, or me with you, at first we hand out little tasks, describe precisely which we expect to be executed as we have asked. If this incarnated human being then thinks she or he knows better and gives this even the smallest twist, we know that this individual is not yet ready. We remain hopeful for the near future, but this individual has some lessons to learn in humility. The human body restricts your perception of reality, of consciousness on higher levels. And no matter how evolved you are on soul level, how many past experiences we have together that worked well, if you think you know better than we do, there is not much room for a successful project. But there is one exception. And that is if we do something for the first time ourselves and you are actually in this life with more experience and skills related to that specific detail than we, your guides, have. Next in the warm-up is getting to know each other well in the here and now. Getting to know each other's quirks, preferences on how to do things. I consider myself a well-balanced, even-keeled being. It took me billions of years to get to that level. I'm also calm in any storm because I've seen and lived through a lot. I'm able to see the most complex situations and people through with ease and see the light at the end of the tunnel and focus on it. I'm flexible, but at the same time decisive when it comes to what, when, and how. Martina is my perfect match, and I'm for her. She struggled with other master teachers and offers allies she worked with before. But she will tell you all about that herself later. Now, if this getting together and warming up with each other worked well, we start working on a daily basis. We build trust with each other. And that trust is needed for both sides, especially for projects that have a wide influence around the planet. How do we build trust? You have to be able to rely on our commitment to you, our support in all situations. But that does not mean we fix all in your life for you. No, you are at the steering wheel in the dance physical. For trust to build, we mostly take away from you what you have relied on in your life so far. All the things that you think are under your control, such as your resources of income, the place where you think you would spend the rest of your life, people who are close to you but keep you from entering your spiritual work commitment for the Creator's plan full time. We also need to expand your consciousness drastically with regular energy updates. What you think you know all about today are mere snippets of the reality you will have to learn a great deal more about. In this process, we build trust in each other, what we can rely on and what we need to get done by ourselves. In order to get you to the necessary working level with Shambala beings and into your new working life, you will receive a mentor in the dense physical once we get to this point. We pick these mentors and make them meet with you. Martina has been made to travel from Germany to Las Vegas in January 2013 to meet with Wayne Peterson, who then sent William Whitcomb to meet with her in Hamburg. Then she had to travel to Vancouver to meet with 3 other women we are honored to work with for decades now. They all took her under their wings. She became an apprentice again. She did her own homework every day and participated in bi-weekly mission work on the inner plane for years. Today she is mentoring others, those who are ready to receive. This way of working requires time and efforts on both sides, but it works well. Yet there is help from me for you on the way to speed things up now. And that has to do with the fact that we have crossed the middle of the shift and the veil becomes thinner and thinner. All my colleagues in Shambala and I need to get more of you ready to work with us in a faster pace. That is why Martina and I have written an e-booklet with affirmations, invocations and insights on your way towards direct guidance from and working with us. Spirituell geführt sein is the German title. It can be pre-ordered on Amazon now and will be ready on your device at the November full moon. The English language version will have the title The SANAT KUMARA, Affirmations, Invocations and Insights for the New Ambassadors of Light. It will be available at the December full moon. I will let you know when it can be pre-ordered. The readers of my chronicles, the chronicles of SANAT KUMARA, who have registered for the bi-monthly Letter of Secrets, will receive a preview with pictures in the November edition. You see, I do my best to reach you intellectually, emotionally, and intuitively. Now it is up to you to choose what you want to make good use of to get yourself ready for working with Shambhala-based beings and those even closer to you. This is all I have to say to you today. Next week, I will talk about mission work we in Shambhala do with incarnate human beings. After that, Martina will share her experiences. I love you all and I bless you all. This is the SANAT KUMARA.